Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're here doing another classic capture. Today we're doing Remote Control Dandy for the PlayStation 1. This is a import copy.
One of my personal favorite games.
Yes, and this is, I should mention, also only from Japan. They didn't bring this to the States. At least not this game.
Unless you actually find that one PlayStation Underground PS1 disc that actually had the demo.
Yeah. To give you some background, just based on what Timmy said, there was the PlayStation Underground demo that actually played out one of the first story missions. I forget what they used to call the series. They used to say stuff from Japan.
It was just called Remote Control.
No. The series on PlayStation Underground used to call it something like exclusively from Japan. It was like a little series where they put demos from.
Yeah, it
Japanese
didn't even last
games.
long. I mean, there was maybe only 4 or 5 games because there was this one, another favorite of ours, Ore no Ryori, which is a cooking game.
Yeah, fuck Cookie Mama.
Yeah.
We'll get into that when we get that game.
Yeah, if you ever played Fast Food Panic, very similar to that for the DS. But no, I mean, this is one of those rare gems that they said it was going to come here, and it never did.
Yeah.
I spent years searching for this game, finally picked it up. Online, you'll see these go for about $30. Get lucky like Bobby, pick it up for $5.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's as you can tell, it's a mech game. I don't know if you could gather that from just
we're just looking at the giant mechs towering everywhere.
Yeah,
Personally, they had me at mechs.
because actually there is a game similar to this on the PlayStation 2 called Robot Alchemic Drive Red.
Well, actually, no. There's Remote Control Dandy 2, which is an import copy.
I'm talking about actually here in the States.
In the States,
though.
yes.
Yeah.
Which is another video we're going to do soon. This is the template for all the games that came after it. There were a few that used this engine and used this playstyle. It is a unique. There's pretty much no other series that uses a control scheme quite like this. I mean, you played other mech games, and most mech games use robots that are fairly quick and agile, and they feel very human. I think, yeah, Gundam. I mean, this is one of the very, I'd probably say this is the only game, or only series anyway. It's let's loosely call it a series of games that actually make you feel like you're actually controlling a robot. There's nothing that out there that makes you really feel like you're controlling something as an extension.
I think just the title and some of the packaging alone kind of shows that they were really going for the feel of it. Being that on the package they actually have a picture of a little controller. It looks like a PS1 controller. The name itself, it's like it was really giving you your own little remote control robot.
Little meaning like 20 stories. I think the key aspect here, we're actually showing you one of the little tutorial things because there's.
Come on, this is like 1 to 50 scale of a robot.
Yeah, there's so much text and dialogue going on that I'm trying to cut out of here because.
As it is, this is maybe 3/4 of the way through the tutorial.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time teaching you how to use the robot before you actually fight anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing through it, and it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get to this point. And that's listening to all the dialogue, even though I didn't understand what the hell they were saying.
She's telling you something about that looks like a garage door and go punch it.
I know I pissed this lady off here right now.
Yeah, I actually told Timmy to do this. And when I played the demo back in, 96 or something like that? 7?
I think.
I told Timmy, if you jump, she gets mad.
I knew she got mad if you destroyed the building. I didn't know jumping would just destroy it automatically.
Yeah,
I thought it took a couple hits.
I figured that out in the demo, and when I saw this, I'm
government building.
And I was like, Timmy, fucking jump, just jump. He's like, oh, how do you do that? Oh, no, Timmy, jump.
I had forgotten the controls. Okay,
it's actually kind
power
of.
up.
Yeah, we'll get into that. All right, crouch. That cost 100, whatever.
That costs like 3 yen.
So to get into it, I'm cutting it here. You control everything very specifically. Walking is used with the shoulder buttons. L1 is left foot. R1 is right foot. R2 is to walk backwards. L2 is to walk backwards, and you use them in combination to twist the torso. As you can see here, Timmy's having a little bit of trouble, which is understandable. I
was warming up back up to the controls. You kind of get confused because square and circle are actually the punch buttons.
Yeah, and Rad, you actually use the joysticks. Which is a better system.
Besides that, I mean, most games you would think it'd be like square and triangle or triangle and circle. You would think that they'd be next to each other.
Yeah, it's it takes some getting used to. Its control scheme is definitely unique. And as you can see there, you actually have to move around as the character you play, and to get a better camera view of what your Timmy's like, God damn it, I need to. The last objective is behind this building.
Yeah.
Although I like how you're shocked.
I like how he's always shocked. It's like you can destroy a building, he gets shocked. Destroy another one, he's still shocked.
Yeah.
Either that or he thinks it's really cool, one or the other. The one thing I will say about this, it was a big improvement on Rad, was that Rad, you could actually jump on top of the buildings with a jetpack, where this one, you were kind of stuck at ground level.
Although that might change later in the game, but it's kind of hard when we don't understand what's going on.
Well, that and we're still in the tutorial, so.
And Timmy's like, well, just swing my arm. Well, that didn't make it.
It's like, alright, close enough.
Perspective on this game is kind of tough. I mean, you think you're right next to it, you walk up a little closer with the kid, and you're still like just out of reach.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right there. Now, if you think this is frustrating, it's definitely not for everybody.
It's something you get used to as you play, because if you spend a good amount of time on this, it becomes second nature. You can actually get used to it, where you can play it just fine.
And the bulk of this video is actually going to be multiplayer, where you actually see some combat. We're both kind of like struggling through it.
I kick his ass.
Only once. The first time doesn't count.
No,
first time doesn't count because we're both like, what's going on?
Dude, I still kicked your ass.
Whatever.
Bitch.
So I actually selected the second mech, which is one of the first ones you fight. And as you play through the single player, these actually unlock, and it's basically a fighting game in a certain respect. And you have the same control scheme, although it's a top-down perspective. You don't view
the
yourself.
camera changes as you're going down, but I mean, I honestly think the camera, for what it is in this mode, it still works pretty well. The way it balances from backing out, coming forward. There are points where it will be kind of like, okay, well, I can't really see my guy, but it's still not bad.
Yeah, I had barely figured out that punch was actually a button, because like we keep mentioning Rad, which is its spiritual successor. The fighting mechanics for the hands are on both joysticks.
Well,
I kept on trying to use those.
Well, kind of another good point is that this was an early PS1 game where it didn't have the DualShock yet.
Yeah.
So, I think it had the DualShock, but it still wasn't really implemented in a lot of games yet. So, that's one thing, this game doesn't use the sticks at all. So that is kind of one of the reasons why Rad by these days is like, okay, it works a lot better because it added that functionality.
As you can see, we're like it's using a special power, but he missed.
Hey, I still beat you.
Hey, well, I didn't know how to punch for half the goddamn battle. The thing also to mention here, which is very key, which makes this game probably, other than being giant robots, is the whole fact that you can actually destroy the buildings that are around you. And admittedly, what people would do would go around, destroy the city, and then fight each other.
Yeah, I remember the demo. That's all you would do.
Yeah.
Especially you like to get up on top of the highway and just jump and crush it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That was always a lot of fun.
And now I figured out controls a little better. You can actually what you see those little streaking is like machine gun fire, which almost does nothing, which is completely pointless. Why would you have little pea shooters? I don't do anything.
Well, because even Gundams, they have the bullets in the helmet. It's kind of a standard thing. But, I mean, they do damage, but the only problem is being that his shoulders are set so wide apart, and the guns are mounted in them, it is practically impossible to hit anything with them.
You know, for
Me
being
here, I keep trying to figure out how to do the double punch, because he does have a special where he shoots off both arms.
You know, for being a sophisticated machine, he just clubs things. No sophisticated head combat, just swings his fists kind of haphazardly.
Well, I mean, in a sense, this
Fuck
was
that
going by like kind of real robotic technology in its day.
No, Timmy, robots don't just smash each other.
Have you never
Except
seen
when they do.
BattleBots?
Except when they do, yes. Sometimes they have saws. Sometimes they electrocute each other.
They are not Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Sometimes they have
They are not
flames.
Hugh Jackman.
Hey, I think we need to refer you to Mythbusters. Yeah. Sometimes they're a 7-Up machine. You never know, Timmy. Point proven. Yeah. Here.
Even 7-Up machines toss their can at you. So
Well.
busted.
Here we're just kind of clubbing along.
Just let's destroy all those buildings.
Oh, I think I tried jumping on you to see if. Yeah, I do. Because right now I want to jump on you to see.
I think it knocks me down.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, it's because I think I punched him at the last second.
No, I just bounced off of you. Love how the camera just shakes with every smash like that. Actually, that power only works when you Timmy, pause that game. That power only works when you charge your energy, and the closest proximity I can find to that is how well you're doing hitting someone. That's meter on the right of the health bar, with the red being the health.
Yeah, it's basically a special gauge.
Yeah, so like it's a fighter, you know. After you beat or after you're done with story mode, just go around and later robots have different powers and they have different. They're faster, but they can't take a hit as well, and so on and so forth. But generally, this is the best robot. I guess if you're fighting them, because like the other robot it gives is a piece of crap. There we go. You can fall on buildings. It's as a younger boy, this was the pinnacle of awesome.
Well, I also like that this actually gave.
And we're right now being bros.
It's like
he keeps on telling me to come at me, and I tell him you come at me.
Who made you the authority, bro?
you know, one of the things I do like about this game is that it kind of gives a true feeling of size of the robots versus the city. It's not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a lot of the say Armored Core. It's not like you're just going through the buildings. This is like, okay, these robots are as tall as buildings.
And then they walk like if a building had legs.
It's like, yeah, but no, I mean, just it gives you that real sense that hey, this robot is huge. Even especially when you're playing as the kid, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. I think it does that very well.
Hey, stop fighting guns. Ow.
Did I mention I like it because it's mechs?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think you did. Ah, you sucker punch.
It's like sucker punch. I knocked you on your ass.
You get that little jet that comes out the back that gives it a. You do those by pressing like circle and triangle at the same time. Although they use some of the energy that's in your bar, so if you use it too much, you deplete the bar to be able to do your special fire my hand button, which Tim does at the end.
Little thing to mention: you can step on those cars, like the one that just went by.
And I'm walking backwards using the triggers.
R2 and L2.
Yeah, that's nothing's quick about this game. I don't know why that car is still driving by. It's just like I have to see this building walking around.
One of my problems is with this game is that I tend to take steps that are just way too wide.
Yeah, if you tap it, you can do a little thing. If you hold it, he does a big step. Like a bitch slap you. Get down.
Say you may have bitch slapped me, but I knocked you on your ass. I'm gonna knock you on your
got
ass
lucky.
again right here.
You got lucky.
It's like, I know. I actually.
It happens at some point when you're in the blue.
I hate
when the energy is in the blue, you can see on Timmy's meter it's in blue. When you're there, then you can actually use the special, which he's about to do. Yep. No, never mind.
It happens.
That's at some point. We're like anticipating. It's hard to tell because it's chaotic. Well, he's trying to do something other than
There we go. Just not.
And that just takes most of your health there. We're almost at the same health.
I also hit you that point blank, though.
Yeah, that'll go really far, and it'll go through all the buildings, and it's a really cool effect, which is repeated in Rad. A lot of this, I know.
Well, I like Rad because Rad, you just see it tear up everything in its path.
Yeah. But this game is worth it if you have a PS1 or PS2 Japanese, or if you use the M word, which you shouldn't do.
Mozzarella.
But yep. So this is Remote Control Dandy for the PlayStation 1. It's an import copy, and we got plenty more coming. So please subscribe and let us know what you think. Thank you.